DJ NTV.
Osinbajo begs Nigeria youth to stop the EndSar's anniversary protest. Hi guys, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you, depending on the location you're watching us from. A very big welcome to you. This is DJ NTV Daily News Update, the WhatsApp channel where you get the latest and the best news all around the world. If this is the first time you've seen any of our video, do take a step further, subscribe and turn on notification bell so you could be one of the first persons to get notified each time we post a new video. Let's go straight up into the main news.
Because our youth are tired of what SARS are doing to us. SARS are being brutal in this country and it's not fair. We don't have our rights as youth.
There is hunger in the land. Economy is poor. There is no light. There is no road. There is no water. Banditry in the north. Kidnapping in the north. Militants are fighting. What do we protect you for?
The federal government and the 36 states of Nigeria has resolved to compensate victims of the #EndSARS protest that rocked several states in October 2020, as well as prosecute all persons indicted by the panels set up to investigate the protest. They also urged youth planning to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the protest with another round of protest to shift the ideas and seek other lawful alternatives to drive home their points. These were some of the resolutions of the National Economic Council (NEC) yesterday at its monthly visual meeting, which was attended by all the state governors, with Vice President Osinbajo presiding over the meeting. The press report that was issued at the end of the NEC meeting, signed by the media assistant to the Vice President Osinbajo, Alu Akande, stated that upon the receipt of report from judicial panel regarding EndSARS protests set up in 28 states across the country and in the FCT, the National Executive Council resolved that payments of compensation to victims should proceed in each state in collaboration with the federal government, establishing the modalities for the settlement of all monetary compensation awarded by the panel. The NEC also unanimously resolved that they want to ensure the prosecution of persons indicted by the panel. The council specifically directed states to immediately forward copies of final reports of the panel to their Attorney General for prompt arraignment and prosecution of all indicted persons where incidents in the report relate to matters of discipline. In addition to the prosecution, the NEC urges the Nigerian police force to take disciplinary action on the affected officer in line with the provision of the Police Act 2020. All these were stated in the press report. The members of the National Executive Council also strongly advised that those planning protests to mark the anniversary of the EndSARS riot to reconsider the option in view of current security situation across the country and the possibility of such protests being hijacked by armed hoodlums and other opportunist criminals to cause mayhem at such protest events and venues. It added that organizers of the planned protest should exploit the various channels of communications with government at various levels to advance their positions and avert the breakdown of law and order that may result from such public protests. Other issues discussed at the NEC meetings include the presentation of the draft National Development Plan 2021 to 2025, memo from the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, which is a successor plan to the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan 2017 to 2020. Among some other highlights, the presentation and memo were to acquaint Council with the need for linkage between annual budget and annual plans. The plans are also targeted an average of 5% GDP growth, the creation of 21 million jobs for Nigerian youth, and lifting of 35 million people out of poverty within the duration of the plans. The NEC also received a presentation from the Governor of Kebbi State on behalf of the Grazing Reserve Audit Committee The summary of the presentation was to brief the National Executive Council on the essence of the audit, which is to document available land in order to aid the implementation of the 10 years National Livestock Transformation Plan approved by the National Executive Council in 2019. The presentation clarified the audit committee is not mandated to recover grazing reserve. Also, the Vice President also spoke on COVID-19, why NEC received a progress report from the chairman of the committee and Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, who informed the council that the Federal Ministry of Health was establishing oxygen plants across 36 states in the country, but currently 6 states has been provided with oxygen cylinders so far. The governor of Delta State, Governor Okowa Ifeanyi, further stated that the federal government has paid for 40 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine coming in batches, and that a considerable amount of this vaccine would come into the country between now and January 2022, while Nigeria is now classified among the 50 countries in the green zones. This is still the GMTV Daily News Update. Stay with us. Why the Vice President Osinbajo has urged the youth to seek other methods to commemorate the anniversary of EndSar's protest. The youth of Nigeria has decided to celebrate or to go in a peaceful manner the killing of some brave youths on October 20th that converged in the Lekki toll gate for the EndSar's protest. We could recall that DJMTV News has earlier reported that on October 20th, 2020, some brave youth converged on the Lekki toll gates in Lagos to protest against the brutality of policemen, bad governance and poverty. The protests were believed to have been met with violence. Some persons in the diaspora would shout for the right of our brothers and sisters at home as our generation, the future of our nation, would refuse to keep quiet. And after the massacre, some Nigerian youths came out to ask some questions like who gave the order, would be just as significant as the question why was the order given, as a picture of our blood-soaked flag made rounds throughout the media. The resilience and courage of such a generation called st0p to say no more gave Nigerians the inspiration to commence the EndSar's protest, because so many Nigerians, according to them, has been suffering. Some said there's no food, some said there's no job, and a lot of Nigerian youth are complaining and suffering here and there. Some came out of school but couldn't get job, some came out of school or couldn't lay their hands on something to do, and then the bad governance, the brutality of policemen came up on board, and a lot of Nigerians have said no to that. The Nigerian youth has refused to give up, as enough is enough, some have said. And finally, Nigerian youth have decided to come together on the 20th of October 2021 and to say that on this particular day they have decided to honor those who sacrificed their life and continue to sacrifice as we determine our future step by step, day by day. So in this regard, they've decided to protect the killing of innocent Nigerians at the Lekki toll gate that took place on the 20th of October 2020. So guys, here we have it. We've seen that Nigerian youth have decided to come out to protest, or in a peaceful way say call it an anniversary, because 20th of October 2021 makes it a year that some Nigerians were being massacred at the Lekki toll gate, because they decided to come out to say no to bad government, no to brutality of the policemen, and no to all form of poverty in Nigeria, and they were massacred in the course of this protest. Now, Nigerian youth have decided to take this protest back as a way of celebrating those people, honoring those people who gave up their life for this cause. But Professor Osinbajo, the Vice President of Nigeria, has called on the Nigerian youth to stop the protest, to stop the anniversary, and seek other ways to get justice for these ones who sacrificed their life. So guys, what do you think about what Osinbajo has just told Nigerian youth to stop what they are planning to do on the 20th of October? Do you think that is right? Do you think that the Nigerian youth will alter what their plans have been on the 20th of October to come out to say that yes, we honor those people who gave up their life for the EndSar protest. We honor those people who gave up their life to say no to bad government. Do you think it would stop them from doing that, or do you think they will still go ahead? Drop your comment in the comment section below. Do not forget to like, share and comment on all our videos. Do follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube and also on Instagram. Also check us out on our website www.djmtv.news. Until we come your way next time, do not forget, this is DJMTV Daily News Update. Thank you for watching till the end.
Yeah.
DJMTV. DJMTV.
People are people don't say no, they don't like us. Welcome to DJMTV.
DJMTV. DJMTV. DJMTV. DJMTV.
Some of the delegates and ask them questions.
DJMTV. DJMTV. DJMTV.